Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 21st of July, 2026, and you're watching a movie. I keep telling you this, but what's happening in reality at the moment is very, very different from what the movie is telling you. What's happening in the Middle East is incredible, and I'm going there today, so I can tell you firsthand what's actually happening. And I'll give you an example. Yesterday, there was 350 of the elitist of elite soldiers that tried to go into South Lebanon. These were Israeli elites. And they were all killed. But there's a complete wall of silence with the media, because the media is controlled by Israel. They don't want you to know that they lost 350 of their elite soldiers yesterday in southern Lebanon. And this is a little insight. The reality is very, very different to what the media is telling you. And we used to say, if you reverse what the media tells you by 180 degrees, you're far closer to the truth. And that's very much the case right now. Something that I found very interesting too, that will interest you. Obviously, Hezbollah, which everybody refers to as a terrorist group, was set up by the Obamas and the Clintons to destabilize Lebanon and Iran. Hezbollah, by the way, translated into English, means party of God. Interesting, isn't it? And these people are mainly Shia Muslims over against Shiites. And they are now attacking the people who set them up in the first place. They were put in to destabilize. That was the whole plan. And now they're attacking Israel. And they're attacking the Americans. It's fascinating how karma has a wonderful way to come back and bite you in the backside. And at the moment, we're watching the dismantling of Israel. They won't tell you that, though. They wouldn't dare, because they control the media. But it's happening in plain sight. And I'm heading to that part of the world today so I can find out firsthand. Because I have many, many friends in that area. I've had an office in that area. And I shall be going tomorrow to the Straits of Hormuz to see what's really happening. Whether I'm able to do the news from there tomorrow morning, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Probably not, because I've got to be in my office early in the morning. But maybe one day we'll do the news from the Strait of Hormuz. Not in the dinghy, but from the beach, looking out to see what's going on. But we live in a fascinating time. And we try and bring you the truth, whether we like it or not, rather than mainstream media that doesn't bring you the truth. In fact, mainstream media hasn't brought you the truth for many, many years. It brings you a narrative. It brings you propaganda. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. Well, flying to the UK, recent remarks from King Charles have prompted discussions about sovereignty, individual rights, and the legal principles that underpin society, with many paying closer attention to the language being used by world leaders. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Keir Starmer has claimed NHS waiting lists are now at their lowest level of 17 years, presenting it as evidence that healthcare reforms are beginning to deliver results.
Well, this is all part of the movie. And for those people who understand what's going on the right frequency, Charles speaking about the Magna Carta and the Bill of Rights. This takes us away from maritime law, admiralty law, the law of the seas. It brings us back to the law of the land, common law. It's very interesting that Charles points that out when he's talking to Congress. But that tells you that he's just a puppet. that he's saying what he's told to say. And the person who's pulling the strings is Donald Trump. He's in control of what he says. And the same with Starmer. Isn't it interesting that Starmer claims that the waiting list for hospitals is the lowest in how long, Drew?
17.
17 years? The signs are all there when you know what you're looking for. When you don't know what you're looking for, it doesn't make any sense. But at the moment, I can assure you, the good guys, the white hats, God, is in control of this. You're watching a movie play out. I was privileged enough to see it happen in real time 5 years ago, and now we're watching it play out for the world's audience to see that didn't see it 5 years ago. My next story is about a very good friend of mine, Patrick Byrne. And for those people who want to investigate Patrick Byrne, you can look up Operation Snow Globe. He's the guy that was commissioned by the FBI to offer a bribe to Hillary Clinton of 18 million, which she took. This was a trap. This was a honey trap. And if you want to hear his full story, he's our #1 guest speaker at Texas, October this year. The link to that event will be down below. Do not miss our event in Texas. It's a charity golf event followed by a conference. And Patrick Byrne will be there talking about the sting operation. I had the privilege of sitting down with Patrick 4 or 5 years ago and learning all about it backstage at one of the events in America. Now it's all becoming public, in the public domain. It's one hell of an operation. It's an amazing time to be alive, to watch this happen and see what really is going on in the world. And the level of deceit and corruption in government is unbelievable. And it all comes back to one man, Barack Hussein Obama. Watch out to see what happens next. Drew.
Next up, former England captain, manager, and football legend Kevin Keegan has died at the age of 75 after a battle with cancer. Newcastle's United confirmed the news, and tributes have been pouring in from across the football world. Keegan's family revealed in January 2026 that he had been diagnosed with cancer in June. He publicly disclosed that he was battling stage 4 cancer.
This is a wake-up call for everybody out there. Kevin Keegan was one of the all-time greats of the United Kingdom, of England. He's a Geordie lad. He wasn't like the normal footballers. He was a hard-working footballer that worked hard at his game. He wasn't a naturally gifted player. He had to work hard, and he worked extremely hard. And it's incredibly sad that he's died of accelerating cancer, turbo cancer. And we all know why these cancers are speeding up. We all know why. Whether it's the food chain, whether it's the vaccinations, whatever it is, it's a population reduction. And when you lose people like this, it wakes you up to what's really going on. If it's Joe Bloggs down the street, nobody gives a shit. But when it's somebody like Kevin Keegan, and there are many other footballers and sports stars who've died suddenly, and sadly, there's going to be a lot more that die suddenly. And they put it down to, oh, it's just stage 4 cancer. Well, how do you get there? How did it accelerate so fast? Oh, it's just nature. No, it's not. Do your research before you start talking absolute rubbish. At this moment in time, if you do your research, you'll find out exactly what the truth is. And the truth is very painful. So please, I urge you, do your research, do your thorough research, and don't just take what the television has to say. Don't just take what authority has to say, because authority is contaminated. You have to do your own research, and then, on top of that, You have to build your own connection with God to find the truth. And if you don't, you'll live in a world of fantasy. And that world of fantasy leads to destruction. I'll leave you with that thought. That was the news on the 21st of July, 2026. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you from the Middle East tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
These are the facts, not put out by mainstream media. If you want to know the truth, we put out the truth every single day, Monday to Friday. So if you want to know the truth, come to charlieward.com and see real news daily. And join the Insiders Club, which is live on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Global tensions are rising, markets are unstable, and currencies keep losing value. While governments print more money, smart investors are moving into physical gold and silver, assets that have protected wealth for centuries. That's why more people are turning to Charlie's Gold to secure their future before the next financial shakeup hits. Don't leave your wealth exposed. Own something real, own gold and silver. Visit charlies.gold today.